What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, you guys? Listen, last night when Queen Sugar came on, I had missed it because I came in late and it didn't replay. Child, fuck it. It didn't. Oh, excuse me. It wasn't up on the website the way that it usually do. Like literally, if it comes on at 7 o'clock, it's up there by 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's up there by 8 o'clock. But it wasn't up on the website, so I missed the second showing because I was recording my other reviews or whatever. So that's why it's a little late. This episode, I'm not gonna do too much this review because it is late. But this was a cute little episode, baby. We wound it down. I think we got 3 more episodes. I don't know. I read somewhere that it's supposed to be 13 episodes. This is season 7, episode 11. Weekend B, I think. Basically we get up into the episode and I'm sorry. Sometimes you know when your ear be itching and it just be feeling good when you be just I don't even put that Q-tip up in there when you're not supposed to use Q-tip, whatever. But that's what it is. Let's just get to people by people. So we got Ralph Angel and Darla. Okay. Ralph Angel and Darla, you know, Micah was about to go to New York because Micah is no longer with that Ivory NFT thing or whatever, but his grandmama hooked him up with a funds manager, you know, out there in New York. So he's about to be staying out there for a little bit. And so we get this touching moment between Micah and Ralph because he's about to get ready to go down to the USDA people about the farm with the evidence that he got that, you know, Mr. Miller has been taking take backs and, you know, the black farmers have been treated unfairly compared to the white farmers, you know? And so he got that. He's nervous about that because he has to speak in front of these people, which I totally understand, okay? Y'all already know how I feel about public speaking. I will avoid it at all costs. I will only do it if I necessarily, without a doubt, have to and I cannot get out of it, you know? But Micah is about to go down and they have a man-to-man type of situation to talk because Chase is still on Ralph Angel's mind. Michael was there with him when he first encountered Chase. He understands the anger and everything, and he's just trying to understand how can he get past this? How can he get past this? And I just like the fact that it's the younger nephew telling big uncle, you know, you can't let this overpower you. You got your family, you know what I'm saying? You need to talk about it, talk to Darla about it or whatever. I just like that scene. I like the fact that, and this is probably what I will miss the most about Queen Sugar when it goes, because we don't see too much of this in a lot of shows. We see some of it sometimes, but we see, you know, family come together or, you know, different people that we wouldn't expect to be giving advice and come together and learning from each other. Every moment, almost every moment is a teachable moment. You know what I'm saying? No matter what age we are, we can learn something from somebody, you know? And that's what it was given between Micah and Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel just don't want to bring it up to Darla because he don't want to open up wounds, okay? And it's almost as if he feels like maybe he shouldn't have a right to feel the things that he feels, but he can't help it. In all actuality, I'm liking the way that they putting this out here because I'm pretty sure that there have been people that been through certain situations the same that Darla and Ralph is going through. And it's just showing that it's not so easy to get over. You know, even if you confront that person, even if you know, that person goes to jail or that person is ordered to pay you something or whatever, you know, your attacker and all that stuff, you still have to deal with the residual side effects. You still have to deal with the aftermath of it regardless. That's trauma that's never really going to go away. That's stuff that's going to keep on playing and playing and playing in your head regardless of what you do. And that is what Ralph is showing. And he's looking out for Darla because he don't want to unearth that anymore. For Darla, she put that to bed. Or at least she thinks she put that to bed. And he don't want to bring that back up. But he just can't help himself because at one point he was at the house and he was doing his little speech or whatever. And she came over there. She was like, "You're going to do good, baby. You're going to do good, baby." I was like, "Oh, look at here. You better get your hand off the small of a man's back." I mean, I get it, but give me some time, okay? But anyway, I was just like, they was just talking about how they support each other. She's giving him support the way that, he's always giving her support or whatever. He could be sensitive and all that stuff. But then, he do bring up the whole Chase thing. And she was like, "Why are you bringing it up? Why you can't let it go?" And I get where she's coming from and I get where he's coming from. And I'm sad that they're in that predicament that she just wants him to let it go. She feels as though it's easy to let go because it's over with. It really didn't happen to you. It happened to me. So if I can let it go because he paid what he needed to pay, how come you can't let it go? He's going to be out of our lives. So how come you can't let it go? Ralph can't let it go because he's thinking all about Blue. He's thinking about what if, Chase runs into him. What if Blue runs into one of his brothers or sisters? Because, Chase does have kids, because Chase lives out there in Washington, D.C. and Blue is out there in D.C. as well, for school. And at one point, they get into a little thing before the USDA meeting. They get into it afterwards when they were supposed to go see Vi and have dinner or whatever at Vi's place. And, Darla has a breakdown because she said that she thought that she was over it and maybe she's not. Baby, you are not. And all that I gather from this back and forth between them two, before anything happens to mess up their relationship, because something like this can mess up a relationship, I need them to sit down with a family therapist or a couples therapist, because Ralph really wants to tell Blue. Darla don't want him to tell Blue. Darla feels as though Blue is not old enough. And then even if he is, she don't want that burden on Blue for him to know that he is the product of a rape. She don't want that for him. Ralph tried to give an example of the way that he felt when Charlie used to come down each summer, whatever, and he knew that they had different mothers, but his father never spoke about it. And she was like, "That's not the same." I said, I get it, yeah, but it's on a different level. But he's basically trying to say he just wished somebody would have told him and explained everything that was going on at the age that he was when he realized what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe that would help Blue. I don't know how to figure this out because I see both sides, but eventually Blue probably don't have to know, even though he know that Ralph is not his biological father. That's still his father. You know what I'm saying? And what if something goes on? And see, stuff like this is messed up and tricky or whatever, because what if he has a health problem and he needs a organ transplant or some blood transplants or something that only his father can provide because his father is a match or whatever, or he needs to find out the family history of this and that or whatever, like medical history. You can't find that out on that side unless you go to the doctor because you don't have no contact with the dad, and he don't know who his father is. And eventually, I'm pretty sure Blue will ask questions about who is his father. Eventually, it's gonna happen. But what do y'all think? Should they tell Blue or should they just wait? I don't want to be in that predicament. I don't want to have to decide. I don't want to have to put that out there. So I'm leaving it to y'all. Meanwhile, Ralph go down there to that USDA place. And girl, they got Prosper. You got Darla, Billy and them or whatever. And they get up there. Of course, Ralph is nervous as shit. And then here come Here come fucking baby. It's already 3 minutes. Thank God. I've been trying to upload this what it is for the past couple of hours. Okay. Anyway, you got Roy Miller, the one that they caught on tape. He coming in like, I don't know why y'all down here. This gonna be a waste of time. It's gonna be egg on your face or whatever. And so when they open up the door wide enough, he up in there kikiing it with another white dude, okay? And Ralph was like, look at this shit. See, the whole system is fucking rigged. Prosper had to tell him, listen, you your daddy's son. And what you gonna do is, you gonna do this for the people. You gonna stand for you, your family, and us. Fuck with whoever else in there, okay? Don't give a damn about them. I said, I know that's right, Prosper. You better tell Ralph. Ralph got up in there, and we already saw what it was. It was 2 white people, okay, 2 white men on the council, and then it was a senator agriculture, something like that. I may be saying her title wrong, but she had more power than the 2 white men or everybody else that was up there. And it was another black man that was sitting next to her. So it was 4 people, 2 black people and 2 white people. And so, you know, as soon as old boy, the bald-headed white man, opened up his mouth, we could tell that he was not here for it. Roy Miller is just sitting there like, whatever. He think he got this up in the bag. You got Ralph up in there talking about, you know, first of all, they played the tape. They played the tape of him talking about something. They take backs and skids and, you know, bribes and all that shit. It did not faze them at all, right? But, you know, Ralph gets to talking, and then dude interrupts and was like, didn't you know that, you know, the government had to give 1 point something billion to the farmers or whatever back in 2013? But this was a time when you was incarcerated, right? And I said, bitch, we playing dirty already? He said, yeah, bitch, I was incarcerated. I did some shit. I ain't gonna sit here and I ain't gonna lie. But what I did is I came out of jail and I got my life together. Okay? I got my life together, and this ain't for me. This is for my son. This is for my daughter. This is for their kids and everything. So while you up here trying to play, baby, he cut him off. And gonna say, well, we'll look into this, okay? And I'm sitting here like, what? Miss Agriculture lady, I wish I remembered her name. She said, hold up. What we will do is, I want to hear some more. I'm going to look more into this. Personally, I'm going to go through all of Mr. Miller's files, okay? Because they brought up Sam Landry and the fact that he's 18 months behind in his payments and he still got his land. But Miss Parthena, she got her land taken because she was only 90 days behind, okay? Baby, Miss Girl said, I'm looking in this personally, okay? We doing a thorough investigation, and I will let you know what the findings that I find. I said, I know that's right, bitch. Y'all thought y'all was gonna be a one and done, in and out type of thing. Mama said no. Case ain't closed. It's still the fuck open because I'm finna look through this shit. I said, thank you. Thank you. Meanwhile, when it comes to land, okay, since we're talking about family and stuff, Billy and what's her name? Oh, Jesus Christ, my eye itching too? God damn. Billy and Nova had a little conversation. Girl, they talking about Dominic. Dominic's still up in the picture, okay? I mean, I guess. You know, after the shit that he said last week, after him going through her laptop and all that stuff, you know, of course, he had to apologize. He had to grovel. He realized he made a mistake and everything. And, you know, she, of course, let him back in a little bit. They ain't on good grounds, but they're okay. You know, and then Billy started talking about the fact that who would have thought 6 months ago that I would have been with Vince again and then proposing to him. Bitch, I got on one knee and I proposed to get married to this man. I said, what? What in the lesbians is going on? Because I just don't see it for Vince and her. I really don't. The chemistry and everything is just not there between those 2 characters or the 2 actors that's playing them. That's what it is for me. If I see a show, and see, that's what I want to get into, because when y'all cast for these shows or whatever, you got to cast people that has that chemistry, you know what I'm saying, that can evoke that emotion, evoke those feelings and stuff, you know, and them 2 just don't do it for me. But Yeah, this gives Nova the idea that she want to do a reunification little ceremony for them, and that her Aunt Martha is the one that used to do those, so she's going to get in contact with her to do it. Baby, Nova went down there to see Aunt Martha. Come to fuck to find out, Aunt Martha done died a month ago. And Miss Girl that was on her porch, she was like, here, your auntie left this for you or whatever. I said, bitch, so you mean to tell me she had her journal sitting down there on her table for so long that it was dusted over because Nova was like, I said, look at all that dust. You mean to tell me, Miss Girl, you couldn't contact Nova? You knew that the book was for her, right? But you couldn't contact her and say, oh, your auntie dad. Your auntie dad, you know how spiritual Nova is. You know how connected and one to the ancestors she is. Bitch, it was Aunt Martha and it was Nova. They was like this. You know what I'm saying? And I said, that's kind of messed up. You know, it took her by surprise. And, you know, she felt that deep. She was talking to Billy at one point and, you know, she felt as though she kind of felt her auntie. You know, she's feeling herself as well because, you know, she just didn't look in on people for the last couple of years or so. You know, she just wasn't the Nova that we started off that was all about the people and, you know, all about her families and, you know, had different rituals and knew different spells and knew different incantations or whatever it was called. And she was just forgetting those because she wasn't paying attention anymore. You know, she allowed herself to get distracted by, you know, like she said, her book, Dominic, her family, all that stuff. You know, and Billy was giving her some good advice, you know. Just go back to doing it. That's all you gotta do. But baby, before I get to the big thing of the episode, Micah, he done met with this girl named Ray, who was supposed to be the funds manager. And she started her own thing and she was just showing him around. She was just showing him around to different people or whatever, a different scene. And I feel like, you know, it's a possible connection. It could be a love connection. It could be just a friend connection. But he liked her vibe and I feel like it's more his speed. I really do. Meanwhile, Betty, that's what we ended the episode last week off with. You know, Aunt Vi going down there to see Betty. Or I should say going over there to see Betty because I think she's on the West Coast. And so she finally meet up with her, played by Miss Vanessa Bell Calloway. Now, as soon as I saw Vanessa Bell Calloway, I got real pissed off because not only is she on this episode or this season, also Lamar Ruckman was on the season playing Billy's Vince, you know what I'm saying? And both of them, they played on the Black Hamptons that came on BET Plus. We only got 4 episodes of that shit. And when it was getting good, which was at the last episode, when they was like, oh, your husband finna get out of jail. I said, oh, bitch, I'm sitting here week after week after week waiting to see when the next episode coming on. Because, bitch, now I'm invested. Ain't no episode. So I guess they didn't cancel that or it's like on pause and trying to see what's going to happen. I was so mad. I was so mad because BET Plus ain't never did no shit like that. Never did no shit like that. I said, what the fuck? We was into it. And don't say that the people weren't into it because the people weren't into it. Everybody keep on asking where the fuck the Black Hamptons is at. I said, ain't this about a bitch? Had Lamar all up in the water, all passed out, looking downtrodden and everything. I said, and y'all ain't gonna tell us what's gonna happen? So you mean tell me I gotta go get the book? Because, you know, I'm a big Carl Weber fan. I just probably read the book, but I just don't remember. I done read just about all of his books. You know, the family business books and everything. And some of y'all don't know that that's from a book, you know, all of that. So I done read all that shit. I haven't watched the whole series, but I done read all the books, so I know what's gonna happen. That was back in the day when I actually used to read. Girl, I can't tell you the last time I actually picked up a book and read it. Not listened, but read it, bitch. It's been a minute. But anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, Betty, okay? You know, Miss Vanessa Bell Calloway. She was a bitch up in the Black Hamptons, too. I said, girl, not you being a bitch like this. Bark like a dog. Woof, 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 woof. A small dog. Woof, woof. My old people, y'all know. Y'all know. Okay. hop on one leg. Hell no, I can't do that right now. Okay, these knees are buckle in a minute. But you know, so her Vi, we get the little backstory about Vi and her. They was best of friends back in the day when they was younger. Girl, we found out later on in the episode, you know, Miss Vanessa, or I should say Miss Betty, had a little crush on Ernest. It was like, baby, all the girls wanted Ernest. I said, what? Ernest had it like that? It was like, yeah, girl, Ernest had it like that. Gonna tell around, bitch, I could have been your mama, okay? I said, I love it when old people say shit like that when they be joking. It be so fun. Okay, well, I ain't gonna say old because she ain't that old, you know. I love it when mature people, or people older than me, say stuff like that. There you go. It be so funny to me. Cause they be dead serious and they be funny at the same time. But no, we found out that basically it was the same thing. Boy meets girl, boy is black, girl is white, or vice versa. It was the Alicia Keys video, you know. Y'all remember that video with Shawn Michael Thomas? Is it Shawn Michael Thomas? That ain't his name. That ain't his name, but y'all know. Gonna do the you think about. If you ask me, I'm ready. Y'all remember the video, okay? White boy meets black girl. Daddy and the people don't want you together. You know, we get pregnant. Baby, I can't be with you, but we fucked around and got married. My daddy beat my ass and said, no, I can't be with you. So you go ahead and go to California. I stay out here. But technically speaking, they still married, you know, and they own land together, okay? And part of that land is part of this deal that he got going on with this shopping mall or whatever that they happen in, okay? And so Vi told Betty, listen, he done got Parker wrapped up in this, you know, had her claiming the land and, you know, turning over the historical site on Ernest land, talking about some these her people too, trying to dig up the ancestors and all that shit. You know, she was like, ain't this about a bitch? I need to come back. She was like, listen, if this was just about some goddamn land, I would have said no. But see, this is about my daughter. You know, he been brainwashing her all the way since she was younger. Wanted to get into Wharton. That's when that Parker persona came along because I named her on her birth certificate Imani, okay? I said, Imani? Girl, he was like, convinced her you ain't gonna get up in no Wharton school of business with a name called Imani. I said, that's a little too ethnic. That's a little too ethnic. Y'all know it's white people that's named Keisha. I did not realize that until I encountered one. And it blew my wig back. I said, what? Your dad? I wanted to ask who her daddy was. But anyway, yeah, that was full white. I said, wow, white person named Keisha. That blew me back. But, yeah, mama was like, yeah, I gotta go get my daughter. Meanwhile, Parker, she's like, listen, bitch. First of all, who did that shit to her head? Now, Miss Amira, I love you, and you know it. But why you let them put that wig on your head? It was supposed to be your white side coming out, because that's what it looked like. Because it was very unkempt, and it was not the business, okay? I'm just going to say that, you know. They should have just kept it straight the way that was used to seeing you earlier in the seasons. But we gonna need to hear nor there, okay? Because it's the end of the season, so I'm gonna just let that go. But next time, take that wig and burn that shit. Don't bring it back. She told her daddy, bitch, we need to hurry up and finish this shit because I ain't even expect to be down here this long, okay? I supposed to be back in Atlanta. I ain't got time to deal with this shit. I don't give a fuck about this goddamn town. He was like, listen, when they get through with this USDA stuff and it's going to rule in our favors, that means we're going to be okay with the banks, we're going to be okay with this, and we're going to be okay with that, and everything's going to be cool. He think it's all in the bag, baby. They go to the board, and they was like, we being transparent, we going to open it up or whatever. Anybody, you know, before they get to talking about what's going to happen, baby, Prosper said, before y'all get to talking, let me put my 2 cents in, okay? And, Did y'all notice the way Landry was up there talking to Park up in his office about that's how them people are? You know what I'm saying? Those people, them people, that's how they act. You know, they don't react to nothing but dominance. I said, oh, Parker, do you hear the way this white man is talking about these black people? Baby, you black. When I look at you, I see black, okay? Even though she's an Afro-Latina, when I look at you, I see black. You know what I'm saying? I don't see white. And I'm pretty sure the world see black too. You know what I'm saying? And I don't give a damn if that's your daddy. You ain't gonna sit there and just let that man say that shit. Okay. Okay. But then they was at their office, at the board meeting, and right when Prosper said that, baby, he opened up that door and Betty and Vi came walking through. She was like, Mom, what are you doing here? It was like, listen, bitch, I'm here to take your ass home, and I'm here to tell Sam, bitch, you up here trying to sell fucking land and build shit on land that ain't yours. It's mine and my daughter. Okay, girl, no, we ain't finna do that shit. All right, baby, Betty made that man mouth drop like, what? He was like, baby, we ain't finna move on with nothing. This is my land. I'm pretty sure you thought that this was your land because you thought we was divorced, but we very much still married. Of course, Parker don't want to hear nothing about it. And then when Betty called her Imani, she was like, the name is Parker. I said, girl. And did y'all see when she tried to get a little smart with him, with Betty, and Sam even shut her down and said, don't talk to your mama like that. I said, wait a minute. Now, hold on. What's going on right here? Girl, later after that, Sam had came over to Vi house or whatever, or to the diner, because Betty and Vi was talking, and gave her the deed to the land, and said, here you go. Girl, you do know that every time I see you, even after all this time, you still take my breath away. She said, don't try that. Don't try that. Don't try that. I'm looking at Sam, and I'm looking at Betty, and I'm like, how the fuck old is Sam? And how the fuck old is Betty? Because how come Betty look as good as she do and Sam look as wrinkled as he do? What's going on? I mean, I know they say black don't crack, but goddamn. Sam, what happened? That's what stress does to you, okay? Sam probably 50 years old looking like he's 73. Girl. Stressed the fuck out. Anyway, you know, so that happens, and you know, Betty just want her daughter back. She feel like she lost her. And when Nova was up in the bar with Billy, not Betty, but Parker do come up in there, and then Billy was like, let's go talk to her. She was like, hell no. I was with Nova, bitch. You done fucked the people over already. I ain't trying to talk to you. But Billy do go over there. They talking about Vince and talking about other stuff, and you know, the reason why they left. And she was like, baby, I was ran out of this town. Did you ask your mama why she left? Because she also was ran out of this town as well. You as well. She was like, you know, my mama always, you know, like shut down when I ask, so I just don't bother to ask anymore. And so I guess like Billy must have feel turned in. Billy and Nova feel turned in because when they was all at the house with Ralph, Kiki and everything, mind you, Miss Betty gave Ralph the deed to her land. She said, baby, I ain't using that shit. Now you can either build a house on it, you can sell it, use it to get your land back, whatever you need to do, you can do it. I said blessings. Blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings. I was like, oh my God, Ralph, you can cry if you want to. This is okay. You know what I'm saying? Because his eyes are always watering up like he gonna cry. I be like, let the tears fall. Let the tears fall. It is okay, boo-boo. You know, but they sitting there kikiing, reminiscing about how people was back in the day when Prosper was 17, when Ernest was this, when you know, Betty had a crush on Ernest, but Ernest was too old for her and all this stuff or whatever. And by the time she got old enough, he was already with Trudy and all this stuff. I could have been your mama, girl. I was like, kiki. And next thing you know, Nova and Billy came up in that door with Parker. Baby, the way Ralph was looking like, what the fuck is this bitch doing here? Baby, if I was Ralph, I would have got my ass up and said deuces. But, you know, she was like, Mama, I ain't know Daddy did all that shit to you. To us. I'm sorry for the way that I spoke to you. And she was like, girl, come on, sit your ass down. I said, oh, so we all to the good now? We all to the good now? Parker, you are not forgiven. You are not, you're black, okay? You have a black mama. You should have known how this shit worked. And you're from the South. Ma'am, you're not stupid. You went to a Wharton business school. You're not stupid, boo-boo. But, you know, it's good that everybody coming together or whatever. It feel like it's going to be a happy conclusion. I don't know how many episodes for real we got. I think it's 13 episodes altogether, but I could be wrong. But, yeah, that was the episode y'all got. Tell me how y'all felt about it, and I will see you guys later. Peace.